recording. All right, so there are 3 separate sections. Section 1. I realize I didn't put section 2. Section 2 right there. And section 3. Okay. And in your guys' assignment, which is in Google Drive, we have another resource down here for the 3rd section that is linked there, but though it's actually linked up here on my copy too. So I'll show you all of that. And we'll go through each section at a time, spending enough time making sure that you know what you're doing with it and getting help from other people in the class on it as well. We're going to do breakout rooms. Okay, so you should be fully engaged, fully involved the entire time today. And tomorrow it should be a lot shorter time that you really need to be there. Unless you need extra help, in which case I am fully available tomorrow for you. So our first section, section 1, you need to name the following notes. Okay, we have all these notes, and notice we have sharps and flats with them. Okay, so let's review how you name the notes from the treble clef. Okay, so this resource right here that I have the link to brings you over back to our Module 5 study guide. Good old Module 5 study guide. All right, and the place I like to be the most is right here where it shows EGBDF, the lines of the treble clef, and FACE, the spaces of the treble clef. So if I take a look at my first question, it's number 1, it's asking for what is this pitch's name. So I take a look, is it a line or a space? Which line or space it is it? So it's on the second space, so it's the second word of face. Sorry, second letter of face. So that is an A. Then I take a look at this one. This one is on a line. It's on the first line, so it's the first word of Elvis's Guitar Broke Down Friday, so it's an E. Number 2 would end up being an E. I'm going to skip number 3 because it's the same process as number 2 with the lines. Now let's take a look at number 4. I start the process the exact same way. This is on a space. It's on 1, 2, 3, third space. So it's the third letter of face, F-A-C. Okay, it's the third letter of space. So it would be a C, except for I have this symbol right here in front of the note. That symbol is the sharp sign, and we need to indicate what type of note that changes it into. So the sharp sign means that it is 1 half step higher. So it's a C sharp instead of a C. Now when we take a look at our chromatic notes, no, that's not our chromatic notes. The chromatic wheel. Someone type into the chat which note is the same as C sharp. So what else could it be called instead of C sharp? Okay. Skylar has it right. He put a D flat. Okay, so notice right here, C sharp and D flat are the same note when you take a look at your, so if I take a look right here, I find my, what was it? C sharp. The D flat is on the same fret on the guitar. Okay, so it's the same as if I were playing piano, it'd be the exact same spot. Right, the C sharp and the D flat, you press on the same fret. Okay, so that one is a C sharp, and it is described as the C sharp. Oh, take a look right here. The C sharp and the D flat, even though you press the same place on the fretboard, it could be a little bit different on the treble clef with the flat being in front of the D instead of the sharp being in front of the C, and it would be the exact same note right there. Right, C sharp or D flat, that is right in between C and D. If you can actually read those things, it's really small. Okay, but it looks slightly different. It's a D and it has a flat on it. Okay. Let's take a look at, I'm going to skip number 6. That one is also A sharp. No, that one is also A sharp. So you put the letter name and then the sharp symbol after it to get the right answer here. Number 9, that one is the third line. So it's the third word of Elvis's Guitar Broke Down Friday, B. Cool. Only I have right here that flat symbol in front of it. So we need to know that it is a B flat somehow. Right, and can someone tell me what is the same as a B flat? What's another way that we could say the same note as a B flat? Does anyone else see just a black screen? Okay. I see A sharp from Skylar. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so the A sharp is the same one as the B flat, right? So it's lower than a B and higher than the A. So you go backwards a little bit from B and you go forwards a little bit from the A to get to the sharp, A sharp or B flat. Okay, so that one is, number 9 is a B flat. Okay, the rest of these, oh, I do want to show you number 7. That one is way up above the staff. Well, one ledger line above the staff. That one would be an A. So number 7, I'll go ahead and put it on here for you, is an A. And the way I know that is we have the F on the top line. The space up from that is a step forward. So you go forward in the alphabet 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the next one up from the G would be an A. So that's how we know that number 7 would be an A. Now the same thing happens down here at the bottom of it, but you might want to reference this instead because going backwards in the alphabet can be difficult. So you have E on the bottom line, D is on the space below the bottom line, and the C is the first ledger line below the staff. Okay, so number 12, that one is our C, or middle C. So I helped you out a little bit there. The assignment is already posted. All right, so on this next section, I'm going to take some as random examples to show you how to arrive at the answer. You could take this and go to the towards the bottom of the chromatic wheel page, and that will have the answers there in that for you. But I want to show you the process to get to it, and hopefully you're using the process instead of just finding the answers. So there's one thing that you need to have memorized, and you really need to have this memorized, and that's the names of the strings. All right, so we have our lowest string down here at the bottom. That was E. The second string here, that one is an A. Third string is a D. Then we have a G. Then we have a B. Then we have an E. Okay, and notice once again, I'm counting from the bottom. Yep. And the way to learn this, memorize this, is Eddie ate dynamite, good by Eddie. And those are the names of the strings from the closest one when you're looking at the guitar, when you have it up to you, the closest one to the furthest one away from you. Eddie ate dynamite, good by Eddie. So E, A, D, G, B, E. So when you have just the open string, that's the letter name. As soon as you press on the first fret, then it goes to the next one in the chromatic wheel. Then when you go to the next fret, it's the next one on the chromatic wheel. Next fret is the next one. Next fret is the next one on the chromatic wheel. So let's take a look at what I mean by that with our chromatic wheel. All right, now our first note is an E, okay? This one is an E. If we do take a look at the very bottom of this, we see that that E, the open string E, that one is the 1, 2, 3, fourth space below the treble clef. Okay. So when you're looking at the notes, that E is all the way down there. And then as we go up higher to these higher strings, they're going to be higher on the staff. So looking at the treble clef, it'll continuously get higher, 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 higher. Okay. All right. So if we take that E for the bottom string, I find the E on my chromatic wheel and I go clockwise, 1, and that would be this first fret of the E string. Okay, if I take the 4th fret of the E string, then I find my E, then I step 4 away from it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that last one there, that one would be a G sharp or A flat. Okay, so if my question were on that one, I'd write G sharp or A flat for the answer. Let's take another string and look at it. Eddie 8 Dynamite. Let's take a look at the D string. That's the 3rd string here. So the open D string, that would be just a D. And then if I press on the first fret, I go forward 1 in the chromatic wheel, and that's a D sharp or E flat. So this first fret would be a D sharp or E flat. The 2nd fret of the D string would be an E. The 3rd, I'm not going to give you because you should figure it out for your own. And then the 4th, I go 4 steps away from the D. 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the D. That last one would be an F sharp or G flat. Okay, let's take the B string. So I have all open, it's B. Clockwise, the next one, that first fret would be a C. We'll skip this one, the 3rd fret away. So I start on B, 1, 2, 3 would be the D. Okay, so it's B. B is the open string, C, something, then D would be the answer for that one. Okay, do you guys get how to know what the name of the note is based on how many frets away it is? You go clockwise around the chromatic circle. You find the letter name, clockwise around the chromatic circle. Now, what do you do if you can't remember the names of your strings? If you can't remember the names of your strings, scroll down on the chromatic wheel page, and it has the names of the strings over here on the left. So you have E, A, D, G, B, and E. Okay, so let's take a look at a few more. Number 19, I know that that's a G. I find it over here on this one. It's just a G natural. That one is the open G string. So just put, this means the open G string in this case. Okay, number 20, that one has a sharp on it. So I need to make sure that I'm aware of that. This is C sharp. So I find myself C sharp on the 3rd space. This is really important that you are not doing, let's see, C sharp down here. We want the correct C sharp on the 3rd space. Make sure also that you are looking at the treble clef, not the bass clef. Look at just the treble clef. So I find the 3rd space on the treble clef. That one is the C sharp. By the way, these should line up with your answers for the very top for number 1 through 12. So C sharp That one is 2nd fret of Eddie 8 Dynamite, goodbye B. So B string, 2nd fret B, comma, F2. All right, let's take a look at number 25. This one has a flat. Okay, so this one, third line. So I go, where's my third line? All right, great. That one is third line, and it had a flat with it. So it's B flat. And that would be the 3rd fret of whatever string that is. Eddie 8 Dynamite, goodbye Eddie G string. So that's the G string, comma, fret 3. Okay, so that's how I know how to play that B flat there. Okay, I'll do one more. Number 31. Number 31. This one is on that first space, and it's a sharp. So I find first space, not there. Treble clef. I'm still on treble clef, not bass clef. Treble clef, first space with the sharp. That would be an F sharp. So the F sharp is Eddie 8 Dynamite, D string, fret 4. So this one is, that one we're working on number 31, D string, fret 4. Okay, and that's how I do all of these. I line it up with my resource over here, make sure it's the exact same one, make sure I know sharp or natural. Then I take a look at the tabs and I know which string is which. Okay, this is like our fingering chart for the guitar. This is the ultimate reference for all your notes on the guitar.